Past the 650 on the rails is Neverland, and then deeper out on the outside, Showy Chloe. She'd lost a spot after the start. She's got right back with Bass Straight, Testamezzo, and the task is in front of Heartstarter. He's last 400 left to go, where Vengabus will bring them around the corner. Vengabus led by more than a length. Scales of Justice now being asked for the big effort. Down the outside came Stocks with his run from Bass Straight. Now starting to run on his Ideal Image as well. Testamezzo behind them. It's Scales of Justice. They reaching the lead. Bass Straight, he's coming down the outside with a late run. Scales of Justice, Bass Straight, the previous winner, won't get to him, and Scales of Justice won it. Scales of Justice beat Bass Straight. For third, Ideal Image or Heartstarter, who finished on well after getting back in the field under that big weight. Great shot behind those. Then Neverland, followed at the head of the others by Stocks. Next home was Vengabus. Getting back in the field, Showy Chloe. She hasn't fired at all today. Back with it, Respondent, one of the last of them in, and also towards the rear, Testamezzo. Number 10 is the winner. Scales of Justice for the Lindsay Smith stable, beating Bass Straight, who won the race here a couple of years ago. And at any old odds, he has run a blinder. And the judge wants a look at the photo for third placing, but Scales of Justice, who was just a bit keen in running for Harvey, he tends to travel a bit that way, but he had him going, rolling into the corner. And once he balanced up, he let down well. He was able to put a bit of a space on them. Bass Straight loomed, and then Ideal Image was coming down the outside, and also Heartstarter, who found it difficult to get going from where he was under the 59 to really let down. But a great result here for owner Chris Wells and also WB Andrews with a not a single doubt gilding. Scales of Justice, he wins his first group race today, and trained by Lindsay Smith, ridden to victory by Paul Harvey. Bass Straight will be second. Number 9 by Holy Roman Emperor, trained by Neville Parnham, ridden by Steve Parnham. 2 Group 3 placings for the Parnham stable here today, and we're waiting on the photo result for third. After the running of the second of our Group 3s on the program, we'll head across in a few moments as we wait for third to come up. Number 3, Ideal Image. It looks as though it might have got the nod. In the meantime, here's Lucy Warwick. She's on Jarmies, the grey pony out there today, with Peter Stakes winning rider Paul Harvey.
Brilliant ride, Pont. He just pulled a bit.
Yeah, he did. He once I sort of checked him back off the leader, he settled quite well. So yeah, things panned out all right.
He looks like he'll get the 16?
I think so. Lindsay was pretty confident. He said he's really poured the work into it and make sure you're attacking him, and it was a genuine run race, and he still went through the line nice and strong.
Yeah, he looks like he's progressed really quickly throughout his career, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's starting to repay the owners. They've had a few offers for him, and they've had a bit of faith in him and hung on to him, so hopefully he can repay him.
Awesome. Well done, Pont.
Cheers.
So there's Lucy Warwick chatting to Paul Harvey out there, of course, the rider of Scales of Justice. I've now got the trainer with me, Lindsay Smith. And Lindsay, it's been an interesting prep, because I remember talking to you after the trial and you said this horse had come back better than ever and maybe it underestimated it. Then from the first 2 runs, I think you were at the question going, where are we at? You beat Poonamoo last start, that horse came out and won, and now you've won the big race today.
Yeah, well, early in his trial, I changed his work and I thought he'd sprint a little bit more, but I actually got that totally wrong. He seems to be a high cruising horse, and we used that to his advantage today. I said to Paul, like, he's fit. I've galloped him myself, being about 52 kilos, so I've galloped him a couple of times up the hill, and today was an easy exercise for him.
Do you need a manager?
You won't get many rides.
Now, talk about Scales of Justice. It's interesting when looking at this race. Of course, it was won by Hazardbill last year, and they're very similar runners, able to get across, as you mentioned, show that speed, and then have that nice cruising speed throughout. And we saw that Hazardbill, was given a really good chance in the railway. So your galloper will be suited as well with the conditions.
Oh, it really doesn't matter now. We've had a throw at the stumps. We're in the race. This race is a race I always wanted to win. I've never won it, but Bob Peters and I have got history. We've been divorced for about 12 years or something, so it was good to get something back.
Well, you got more than a lot of people getting divorced, mate, so it's always a great sign. Now, the extra 100 metres as well, from what you mentioned, you thought a sprinter, now enjoying that turning speed. That's only going to be a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even think the 1500s is go. I would like to see him in an 1800 where he could roll along, and time will tell.
Just quickly on the ownership as well, they've been so loyal to you and looked after you. You must be really happy to have people like this in your team.
Why wouldn't they be? I'm a nice bloke. They have fun, and you know, they spend a lot of money. We have a very, you know, picking these horses isn't an easy go. We have Boom of Bloodstock helping us. We spend a lot of money and humanity. This horse from say 3-4 years ago, so 2-3 years ago, that you know, you buy quality horses and you give yourself a chance to finish up here.
Well, now you've got a week to think about the railway, mate. Best of luck.
Cheers.
We'll grab a winning jockey quickly as well, Paul Harvey, just to talk about that ride. Paul, we saw you do it in the previous race with Iron Boudica. You did it there with Scales of Justice, able to cross dictate terms, and this time you were too good.
Yeah, he's a bit stronger, this horse. Lindsay said he'd put a fair bit more work into him, and don't be afraid to take it to him. He proved strong through the line.
Certainly looked really fit and a lot fitter and stronger than we'd seen in the recent runs all the way through, because even past the post was doing his best work.
Yeah, he was. He ran through the line good. He still had legs under him, although he'd sort of done a bit early and probably overdone things mid-race, but sort of checked him back once he got a length off the leader. He settled pretty good, and we were happy from that point.
So much experience from you, mate. This horse, the way that Ascot plays the railway, can this horse win it?
Look, I think they probably should stick him in. He doesn't seem to be going backwards. I think that was his best run for his preparation. So with the lightweight, I think he's a live chance.
Brilliant ride by yourself, mate. Congratulations. There's Paul Harvey, the winning jockey aboard of Scales of Justice, which has taken out the Group 3 RJP at a stakes over the 1500 metres.
3/4 the margins. And